Yeah, I know the online safety bill, yeah, it's complete.
This is a Conservative Party doing what the Conservative Party isn't supposed to do.
Very bad, very bad.
It wouldn't be breathing anymore.
Despite the near total collapse of the government last week, Nadine Dorries is absolutely determined to press ahead with her censorious online safety bill. The bill gives her an enormous amount of power to restrict our speech online and forces companies to snoop on our private messages. The government aren't listening to our concerns. They don't think that you care about free speech or this bill, so we've come down here to show them why they're wrong.
And do you know who Nadine Dorries is?
Yes.
What would you think about Nadine Dorries giving herself more power to restrict what we can and can't say online?
Wouldn't be too happy about it.
What would you think about Nadine Dorries giving herself power to restrict what we can and can't say online?
Yeah, I know the online safety bill, yeah, it's complete. It's an attack on press freedom. And I think it's one of those ways where they're just undermining everything that this country's about.
I know she's a really bad novelist.
How would you feel if Nadine Dorries gave herself more power to restrict what we can and can't say online?
Very concerned about that.
Normally, speech is set in laws, police, courts, follow due process, but one minister having a huge amount of power to influence the limitations, would you be worried about that?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think our government kind of works on this good chaps type theory where you kind of think everyone's going to be, follow the unwritten rules, but lately that's not happened. That's not going to happen anymore. I think this, if this bill goes through, it's going to cause a lot of damage because everyone likes to think that the government you elect is going to be all right, and didn't vote for them, but gave them the benefit of the doubt, and then now I think they've abused it, and this will open it up for more abuse.
I think this current government, as long as it's still lasting, has been fairly illiberal and has been. I've seen a lot of things around reducing freedoms. So the protest bill that went through is grave concern.
Would you be worried if we started to kind of tip in favour of more censorship and that kind of thing?
No, I think we need more freedom of speech.
Fantastic.
Yes.
We've always maintained freedom of speech here, and it shouldn't be up to the government at all. Yeah, and I think it's a very bad idea.
Individuals and ministries in the government shouldn't have more and more power. They should be devolving it to other people, yeah?
Fantastic.
We've seen the behaviour is not controlled, it's not well controlled, so why do we want people who can't control themselves to control us?
I think the main thing is holding the big tech companies properly accountable, rather than handing them kind of more powers, and I'm not convinced that the online safety bills is going to do that. I feel like at times it feels like a window dressing to address the problem rather than actually the public democratic accountability of big tech companies.
I don't actually think that everyone has freedom of speech depending on the circumstances, so depending on the demographic. I think that actually we all think that we've got freedom of speech, but I actually think some people's voices are not heard.
And what do you think about Nadine Dorries or the government restricting freedom of speech? Would you be worried about that?
Very worried, definitely. It wouldn't be breathing anymore.
Are you worried about the online safety bill? Yeah, me too. So it turns out that people really don't like censorship. They are worried about the state of freedom of speech in this country, and they really, really don't like the idea that politicians should have control over the limitations of what we can and can't say. So, before the online safety bill is back in Parliament next week, write to your MPs, support our campaign, subscribe to this channel, and together we can protect freedom of speech.